Welcome back to A Bite from the Money Sandwich, where we provide practical and easy to understand tips and ideas on how to manage your money better, so as to let you retire with comfort and on your own terms. Hello, with the new release of The Money Sandwich, there is some exciting new news which we'd like to provide you some more information about. Also, we've had some questions from readers of the book asking about the reasoning behind the book, the new release, and what's next. So I thought perfect opportunity as leads into the release next month with this podcast to answer some of those questions, as it should be an exciting next 12 months. So the first question is, why the new release and what's different? Well, when I first published the book, it was through Ingram Sparks, who helps self-publishers like myself get started. This was great for the time, as able to get it out there as one of the biggest hurdles I was told for any new author or any new project is just getting it done and published. Since then, we were thrilled to win the Australian Business Book Award and ABBA for the social responsibility category, as well as a finalist in the personal investment category. This helped provide more notice, and we were thrilled to be asked by Wiley Publishing, one of Australia's major publishers, if we would like to join their stable of authors. This has led to a style makeover with a brand new cover, new editing, and additional material added to the book. This will also now be published in New Zealand, and so we have added some additional information on the New Zealand superannuation system. So with Wiley's expertise, we'll be able to then help expose, promote, and distribute this book far better than ever I could personally. And so looking forward to what this new relationship will bring and where the book will go from there. As the ultimate aim was always to help as many people to get control and a better understanding of their money concerns and to retire comfortably. And with Wiley, this will help tremendously in getting this out there to a far greater audience. There will be a link with this podcast to help you with a pre-order of the book. The second question was, I understand what the sandwich generation is, but why is this so unique, as the three generations are applicable to any time period, I would have thought, not just now? So this question I've been asked a few times before, but first, just to explain, the sandwich generation is where you have adult children on one side, millennials, and elderly parents on the other, and you mostly 50 and 60-year-olds stuck in the middle. Why this is unique is that in previous generations, going right back to the war year generation, which was before the baby boomers, is that kids left home much earlier. Now millennials are staying through tertiary education, and even when they start work, some right through to when they get married. Housing prices has a lot to do with this, as trying to save up for a deposit is harder than ever, but also kids are just tending to stay home longer, which as a parent is a great thing most of the time, as can spend more time with your children. This is unique to this generation. What's also unique is that elderly parents on the other side are living much longer than they were in previous generations due to simply looking after themselves better with better medical care. Though with living longer, I suppose, brings its own unique money concerns such as aged care, health costs, that all have to be addressed. The third question is, now the book is soon out, and I know there is a newsletter and a podcast, what's next? Yes, we do have the newsletter, but we also have our website, themoneysandwich.com, with plenty of free resources, but really haven't had much time to spend on promoting these services, but will over the next 12 months. As I've since stopped being a full-time advisor and now a money and retirement coach, I want to also do far more in this area with workshops, training, and speaking opportunities. As while advisors play a really very active role in helping people, but statistically, that's less than 20% of the population. So that's not 80% not getting help. And so a middle low-cost type solution is also needed, and the main reason for the book initially, and now seeing what else I can do to help bridge that gap. As the stats show, the average couple retire on $420,000 approximately, and that's not really good enough, especially if you want to retire comfortably. Okay, so the fourth question is there plans for a new book? Well, at this stage there isn't, but I've received a lot of feedback from people my age on how to help their millennial generation children into property. It's never been more expensive. It's never been harder to build a sizable deposit. But there are strategies that I've helped my clients in the past with, and so a book on this makes sense. Another idea that I've had an inkling for is to provide more information on helping elderly parents transition from their own home to aged care, as this is a really tough and emotional area for anyone of my age trying to help their parents with. And importantly, there is help out there, but yes, it is sometimes just hard to find, and a one-off resource could be helpful. So plenty of ideas and topics, it's just finding the time, but never say never. The final question is, why are people actually not good at money? We are taught this at school, so what's the big deal? Well, this question may have come from an accountant or engineer, as over 30 years of helping people with money, these two occupations are they're pretty good with money actually, and I feel that's more their type of personality. They're very analytical. For the rest of us though, the reason I feel the majority of people are not great with money or put these issues into the too hard basket is that most of us feel that money should just equal maths, as it's just numbers, plus and minuses. But in reality, money is not maths at all. From my experience, it's all about emotion. It's about feelings. This at first may seem surprising, but think about it. How else do you explain greed? How else do you explain the despair of being poor means? As again, it is about money, but it can be so emotional a topic. People actually want the best house on the street to keep up with the Joneses, as they say. So it may not even be sensible, even practical to do so. And people go into a lot of extra debt, but people still do this. I remember reading a story on this billionaire and why he had such a big yacht, way more rooms than he could ever need. And he said bluntly in this story, so that my yacht is bigger than the yacht I dock beside, as it's my way of showing my wealth, how much money I have, and in his mind, how better he was than that other person. I totally disagree with this sentiment, obviously, but I can see what he means by this. So if money was just about the maths, we could all stick to doing a budget and never have too much credit card debt or gamble too much. But obviously that's not the case. So we do need help to get control of our money and not have it get control over us. This is probably a good point to stop, but just a final word, as that last story reminds me that there are plenty of rich people out there who are absolutely miserable. And so for me, having money, it helps us be financially comfortable, have financial freedom, and to help us to enjoy the important things in our life. And that's the way it should be. So I hope you get a chance to look at the new book when it's released, and bye for now. The latest version of my book, The Money Sandwich, is now available to pre-order on Booktopia with a link with this podcast information. It's also available in stores from the 1st of August. Everyone deserves to retire comfortably and on their own terms. Make this the year you take action. As with every podcast, this information is not advice, as not personalised to your own situation. And past performance is never guaranteed for the future. What we are trying to do here is to provide tips, coaching, and education to help improve your money knowledge, which we believe can only be a good thing. See you next time when we take another bite from the Money Sandwich.